Ko Taranaki te maunga, ko punga e rere te awa, ko kurahaupo te waka, ko te pōtaka te marae, ko Taranaki te iwi, ko Ngāti Haupoto te hapu, ko Kahui te whānau, ko Sherilee tōku ingoa, ko Jethro, yeah. When I first became pregnant with Jethro, a bunch of women artists said, "Oh, great! You can create more work now. You can write more." And I think the thing that was useful about hearing that was that people thought that that I've still got something to say, or that that they're wanting to hear what I have to say. At the moment, just before having Jethro, I wrote, I guess, like a rewrite of my solo show for Breaking Ground. So yeah, I handed in my first draft. We'll see what happens. But that was, about a week before Jethro was born. The work I'm presenting at Breaking Ground is called Mokomoko, and it's a show about the erosion of mana wahine and how that affects us now through the lens of a lizard. I've been working in the sexual violence space for a few years. Working in that space is really great because there are people who have been trying for a very long time to make change happen, and there's a lot that you can learn from them and from meeting their networks as well. I can't help but see a parallel between how Māori wahine are treated in an arts context to violence and oppression. Like, to me, the power and control that is used against us it's the same thing, just happening in different contexts, but the impacts are just as huge. So I was reading quite a lot about the Waitangi mana wahine claim as part of my research for the show, as you can imagine. If you think about the instigating event for that claim was Dame Mira Sazi getting overlooked for the role at the fisheries, right? And then, of course, Shane Jones gets in. And, and there are quotes that I've kind of pulled and put into the work as well about the boys' club, right? Like that if, there was some tāne Māori that it was more important for them to be a part of the boys' club than actually help bring people up. The other thing I've been exploring in the work as well is looking at female Māori artists that were working at the same time as the claim kicked off as well, and looking at how little has actually shifted from when they were working to now, and also seeing in that work the, analogy of violence being perpetuated against Māori wahine. I went to a place that was a lot more perhaps personal and revealing, or without making it sound like it was therapy or it is an act of therapy, because I'm very careful about that. I don't think people should be encouraged to go near their trauma in an art context unless they're really well supported to do that. And I think we see young people especially encouraged to tell some really big stories when they just haven't had any kind of support or time or space to really work through that, and that would be hugely detrimental. One of my earlier shows that I did, a friend of mine saw it and got really upset and said, "That's really unpatriotic." And I was like, fuck yeah, great. And Like for me, those kinds of, like that kind of feedback from audience members is really important, because it helps you to know that you're on the right track, right? Like that you're affecting people and that they're hearing what you're saying, even if they're not liking what they're hearing.